account in the hours before the attack, aligning himself with the Islamic State and saying he joined the militant group last summer, according to the FBI. The highly decorated Army soldier inside a Tesla Cybertruck packed with fireworks that exploded outside Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas shot himself in the head just before detonation, authorities said Thursday. The explosion caused minor injuries to 7 people, but virtually no damage to the hotel. Clark County Sheriff Kevin McMail said Matthew Livelsberger, a 37-year-old Green Beret, likely planned a more damaging attack, but the steel-sided vehicle absorbed much of the force from the crudely built explosive. Damage from the blast was mostly limited to the interior of the truck because the explosion vented out and up and didn't hit the Trump Hotel doors just a few feet away, the sheriff said. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor John Husted recently visited President-elect Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. Colin Dorsey of ONN affiliate WNXT reports.
Spokespeople from both the governor's and lieutenant governor's office confirming the visit happened sometime in the last 3 weeks. They could not tell us who the men met with or what exactly was discussed. Governor Mike DeWine still has not announced who he will select as Ohio's next senator. The governor is tasked with selecting someone to fill Senator J.D. Vance's seat when he becomes Donald Trump's vice president.
Ohio law enforcement report a successful year in the fight against illegal drug trafficking. Tim Miller from ONN affiliate WTOL-TV in Toledo has details.
More than $92 million worth of illegal narcotics. That's how much Ohio's Organized Crime Investigations Commission is reporting was seized last year. In Northwest Ohio alone, detectives intercepted 1,800 stolen gift cards and launched key investigations targeting drug-related crimes. Authorities across the state confiscated more than 1,100 pounds of fentanyl and nearly 300,000 prescription pills. Officials say the efforts are a collaboration between local, state, and federal agencies.
The Jockey House, a building known for its history with the old Raceland racetrack, is a total loss after an early morning fire Thursday. According to the Raceland Fire Department, the fire was reported just after 2:30 a.m. on US 23 and Legion Drive. The building was fully involved, and crews from Raceland, Wurtland, Russell, and Flatwoods fire departments worked to battle the fire. The Jockey House dates back to the 1920s. Crews are investigating the cause of the fire. For WNXT News, I'm Mark Williams reporting.
Was that brick building that sat... if you're going to Raceland on the left, or was it...
that I don't... I'm honestly not familiar with it.
I hate to hear that, yeah. There's a lot of history there.
Sounds like it, yes.
Thus the name Raceland.
Mm-hmm, yes.
They used to race there.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm going to test your... Now, if I don't know if Bill would even get this one or not.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, he is our Beatle fanatic.
He is, yes.
All right. Now, see, we're going to have a lot of Beatles stuff next month because the Beatles came to America in February of 1964.
Okay.
And that's when it all began.
Yes.
But I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What was the first television program that the Beatles appeared on in America?
I want to just go ahead. It's probably not right. It's probably a trick question of some type.
It's not a trick question. It's a true question.
True question. Okay.
Go ahead with your gut.
Ed Sullivan Show?
Well, yes, but no.
Okay.
A month before the Beatles made their iconic live debut in the U.S. on the Ed Sullivan Show, Americans actually got their first look at the Fab Four when Jack Parr shows a film clip of the band performing She Loves You. So actually Jack Parr was the guy that first brought the Beatles to America, or to at least, our consciousness. Anybody who was around in 64 knows what happened when this all exploded. But Ed, got the live thing when they came.
Right.
But Jack Parr was kind of on top of things because he knew that there was something happening across the pond, as they say. And so anyway, he decided to air this clip of them singing She Loves You. And when was asked, he said, well, I never knew that these boys would change the history of the world's music, which they did. He said, I thought they were just funny, and I had them filmed and brought to America before Ed Sullivan. And so they aired it a month before, Ed made history. And I love Parr's motive. He said, at the end of the segment, on the show, he quips, "Well, it's nice to know that England has finally risen to our cultural level." Little backhanded compliment there, right?
Hey, and Jack Parr, he was no joke back then.
Well,
he was very, very good, in the media world during that time period.
Well, he was actually the first late night talk show host,
yes.
and then Johnny Carson took it over from him. But for those of you out there that want to again stun your friends at parties, know that it wasn't Ed Sullivan; it was Jack Parr that actually brought the Beatles to America.
Okay.
All right,
that's what I figured. It wasn't the Ed Sullivan Show, even though.
I know.
Kind of was the Ed Sullivan
Show.
That was right.
Ears.
Yeah.
I saw your eyeballs going around and around, going, "Steve's trying to get me here." I get you. All right. This update brought to you by Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates. Dr. Inishita with the care, compassion, and roadmap to your recovery begin.
The health and well-being of the community when it comes to cancer care and the cure is a name that's legendary. His name is Dr. Inishita. At Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates of Portsmouth, they're always there to think way ahead of the curve to provide the absolute latest in care treatments and that personal one-on-one service that today is so rare. With Dr. Inishita and King's Daughters, they owe their success to the many forward-thinking community members and great volunteers who have all helped shape King's Daughters and Dr. Inishita as their first choice from patients and families who choose them for the most critical time in their life, when that absolute right decision must be made. For more information, from screenings to treatment, contact Dr. Inishita by calling 353-4884 or stop by and meet their incredibly helpful staff at 916 11th Street in Portsmouth. With Dr. I and Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates, it's where the care, compassion, and the roadmap to your cure begins.
7:38 it is downtown. We still have some precipitation. Mostly snow coming down, then it turns to just wet. And with that, 36 degrees, here's ONN.
This is ONN.
I'm Jay Fox on the Ohio News Network. A new outdoor billboard hopes to renew the search for a Columbus man last seen 20 years ago. Angela Ann with ONN affiliate WBNS TV has the story.
Andy Chapman vanished without a trace in 2006 without his car or any personal belongings. Chapman was last seen on December 8th of 2006. He was 32 years old when he disappeared. About a decade ago, Columbus police detectives told 10 TV that Chapman never showed up for a court hearing. His family says they don't believe he would just disappear and leave behind a young son.
Near Cleveland, police are searching for suspects after a car chase escalated into an apparent shooting spanning multiple streets on Tuesday afternoon. The Garfield Heights Police Department says a car chase that started in Cleveland came to a head in the area of East 93rd and Grand Division Avenue. Detectives believe a stolen Dodge Durango was chasing another vehicle when it hit a car that was not involved in the chase. 5 people who appeared to be juveniles then fled the Durango after firing shots. Police used a drone to locate one of the suspects and arrested a 16-year-old male. Police say they're working now to find and arrest the other 4 people who fled the scene. The Buckeyes men's basketball team host Michigan State today at 8 p.m. OSU is ranked 11th in the conference with a 9-4 record. The Spartans are 11-2 on the season. For the Ohio News Network, I'm Jay Fox.
It is time now once again for sports, brought to you by Calder Home Medical. And again, they're going to be there for you if you need any kind of help at home. Just give them a call at 574-0327. They have free home setup, a variety of home medical equipment. All right. Well, I kept waiting for Georgia last night to kind of break loose. They had a couple of opportunities, but Notre Dame just kept them contained, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did. And I was at a high school basketball game last night, but I recorded it when I got home. By that time, I'd already heard the final score, but I just kind of zipped through it to see if there was anything that I should know about. Notre Dame returned the opening kickoff of the second half back for a touchdown, and that really pretty well sealed the deal, it seemed like. And it was odd. Right before halftime, the score was tied at 3. Notre Dame kicked the field goal to go up 6-3. And then we're talking like with a minute and a half to play, if that. Georgia gets the ball. Notre Dame has a strip sack, recovers in really good field position, and scores a touchdown. So it was like a 10-point turnaround right before halftime. And then you come out and you return the second half kickoff back for a score. So it's like, boom, 17 points right there. And all of a sudden it's 20-3, and the Dogs just never could recover. To Georgia's credit, they were playing with a backup quarterback. Beck was out. He got injured in the game before. But that's a big win for the Fighting Irish. It really is. That's probably one of the more meaningful bowl games that program has won in quite some time, so good for them. And as you look at the Final Four now in college football, look at the brands. You want to talk about blue bloods, Notre Dame and Penn State, Ohio State and Texas. That's a good group right there. And it is so ironic that in this first ever 12-team playoff, top 4 seeds are bounced. They're gone. Yep. Everybody that got a first-round bye, out.
Yeah. And how many of those SEC schools are still in?
1. Texas. And it's still kind of hard to wrap your head around the fact that the Longhorns are an SEC school now because this is their first year in the conference after spending so many seasons in the Big 12.
Well, and the thing to me was watching the fall of Alabama this year. I don't like the Crimson Tide, that much, but you just expect them always to be there. And, man, they just fell from grace, didn't they?
They did. I mean, they still had a good season. I think they wound up losing 4 games, but, so many people thought, they should be in ahead of Boise State, ahead of Arizona State.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but they shouldn't have gotten beaten at Vanderbilt, and they shouldn't have gotten clocked at Oklahoma.
High tide, high tide, high tide.
I think they're missing Nick Saban, and I think they're realizing that maybe those NIL pockets are a little deeper other places.
There you go. All right, sports, and here's Chuck.
Yep, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish took care of Georgia yesterday, 23-10 to win the Sugar Bowl. So looking ahead to next week's semifinals, 7th-seeded Notre Dame will play 6th-seeded Penn State in the Orange Bowl next Thursday, and 1 week from tonight, 8th-seeded Ohio State will go up against 5th-seeded Texas in the Cotton Bowl. There was one other bowl played yesterday. 14th-ranked Ole Miss knocked off Duke 52-20 in the Gator Bowl. In NFL action this weekend, it'll be the final weekend of regular season play. Tomorrow, it'll be all about the AFC North. Ohio's 2 teams will take center stage. At 4:30, the Browns will visit the Ravens, and at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, the Bengals will play at the Steelers. Both those games will be televised on ABC and ESPN. This is, again, the final weekend of regular season play. The 3-13 Browns will be done after tomorrow. The Bengals are still hoping to get to the playoffs, but in order for that to occur, quite a few things have to happen. 3 things to be exact. First and foremost, the Bengals have to beat Pittsburgh. Secondly, the Chiefs have to defeat the Broncos. And thirdly, the Jets have to knock off the Dolphins. If those 3 things do happen, though, the Bengals are going to the playoffs. And right now, Cincinnati is red hot. Joe Burrow has thrown for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns in 8 consecutive games. He's the only NFL quarterback to ever accomplish that feat. The Bengals are 8-8, but have won 4 in a row. Let's talk some boys high school hoops. Last night, Portsmouth defeated Rock Hill 60-55. Connie Thomas led the Trojans with 29 points. He made 7 threes. Fairland was a winner over the Gallia Academy, 61-43. Ironton defeated South Point 53-47, and Chesapeake topped Colegrove 72-43. In girls high school hoops yesterday, Greene was a winner over Eastern Meggs 66-37, and River Valley defeated Sims Valley 55-49. We've got boys high school basketball tonight and some more tomorrow. The Total Media Group of Portsmouth will present 4 games this weekend, 3 this evening, 1 more tomorrow night. Tonight on Mix 99.3, you'll hear South Webster at Wheelersburg. On 107.5 The Breeze, you'll be able to tune in as Minford visits Valley. And on WNXT2, you can hear Clay at Notre Dame. Then tomorrow on Mix 99.3, you'll be able to listen as Minford plays host to North Adams. Coverage at all game sites will begin at approximately 6:50. Also, just an FYI, in case you've forgotten or never knew, if you want to hear WNXT2 so you can listen to Clay at Notre Dame tonight, just go to WNXTradio.com and click the WNXT2 logo. You can do the same using the Local Happenings app, which is a free download from the App Store. Same holds true with all of our stations. You can hear them all on WNXTradio.com if you click the right one. Sports Line tomorrow, that starts at 9 o'clock. Hear what the coaches have to say. And as you heard on ONN a few short moments ago, the Ohio State men's basketball team will host Michigan State tonight at 8 o'clock. You can hear that on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM with coverage starting at 7:15. In the morning at 11, number 10 Kentucky will host number 6 Florida. Big matchup in Lexington. And both the Shawnee State men's and women's teams will be at home tomorrow to host Rio Grande. Men's game starts at 1, women's game at 3. Your Portsmouth Insurance Sports Time is 7:45. Portsmouth Insurance is a TAH benefits partner. Call Gary Duzan for all of your employee benefit needs. And that is a look at sports.
All right, and thank you, Chuck. Brought to you this morning by Collier Home Medical, and they're easy to find right there at 1661 State Route 522 in the Berg. And we've got traffic weather on the way.
Collier is expanding its business opportunities to include Collier Home Medical. a local durable medical equipment company, or DME, offering free home setup of a variety of home medical equipment such as home oxygen and portable oxygen, as well as hospital beds, wheelchairs, rollators, walkers, and more. Collier also offers home sleep testing along with CPAP and BiPAP for patients diagnosed with sleep apnea. Overnight pulse oximetry testing is available with a physician order. Located at 1661 State Route 522 across from Kroger in Wheelersburg, call 740-574-0327.
And your traffic, a service of your friends at the Scioto River, 1024 Gallia. And don't forget, they're going to be there for you all weekend long with legendary steaks, chicken, ribs, and more. And we've got the roads in pretty good shape this morning. It's all basically rain, even though it's coming down as snow. But things will change a little bit into the weekend, I'm afraid. But right now, traffic is light. If you see something we need to know about, give us a call, 354-1993. Traffic and service of the Scioto River, open 7 days a week.
Weather's the service of the Counseling Center's Crisis Center, the region's resource for mental health, substance abuse, and family crises. 24/7 clinical services, medical care, shelter, food, and transport available. The crisis hotline is 740-354-1010. TCC's main line, 740-354-6685.
Your WSAZ First Alert forecast. On and off snow showers today. Temperatures reaching the middle and upper 30s. Overnight tonight we clear you out. Temps dropping into the low 20s. I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Nicholas Snyder on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix 99.3.
And down